Okay, we're back. So another thing that I could try instead of spherizing this, because that would take a very long time, I want to try another technique that I use, which is actually going to be found within Photoshop. And so this may or may not work. So let's get this opened here. So here's the stock. We'll double click the layer to unlock it. You can click and drag to create a new layer, hide the old layer. Then I can use the quick selection tool or the magic wand tool to select the white. And next what I want to do is go to select, similar, and it'll select all of the white pixels here. Hit delete, delete again. Let's try something else. I'll hide this layer. That didn't really select. There's a drop shadow there. Hit Control D. And now I can select the blue values in the area. I think I'd rather do that. You can use the quick selection tool. Control D. Oh, the tolerance is set pretty low. So we can try 10. 20. 25. Okay, I want as much of this selected as possible so that we get clean edges. Now we can go to select, similar, and we want to right click and select layer via cut. Now this is our white layer here. It didn't grab the outermost edges, but that's okay. We can thicken the stroke in Illustrator once we do what's coming next. So let's duplicate this layer here, and then we can simply go to Image Adjustments, Desaturate, and go to Image Adjustments, Levels, and we're just going to make this as dark as possible to start. And next we can double click on the layer, go to Color Overlay. It will default to red again, as we saw in a previous module. Now we're selecting black, and this is a bit green, so we'll drop this down a little bit so we can get a true key black. Hit OK. OK. Z on the keyboard to use our magnifying glass here. And this isn't perfectly straight. Now I can save this as Havoc Stock V2, or we'll just say Havoc Trans BG, transparent background. Save this as a transparent PNG. Now we can try importing the newly saved file with the transparent background to see if it will trace it a little bit more cleaner than before. It's a little bit cleaner, but it's not really passable here. Okay, what I'll do is take this result and we'll actually come back a little bit later and we will actually adjust these strokes to make them a lot more cleaner. I can try the low detail mode to see if it doesn't pick up the edges as defined or pronounced. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. So we will download this result and then we'll actually do as I mentioned before, and we will adjust this using Illustrator. Now I do want to place this file, the original file, behind. So that I compare it to what we have in front of us. I'm just trying to line this up here. Okay, that's pretty close here. Okay. Lock this layer here. You can see the difference in result. That's a lot better there. Okay, so what I want to do with this is just start to select, and we could either use the smooth tool to smooth the lines out. We can start with the smooth tool. This will help smooth this out. And we can select the smooth tool again and pay close attention to the edges so that it doesn't knock them way far out of what we know to be the original results. And if it ever goes a little bit crooked, what you could try is just to go in the opposite direction. Sometimes that seems to help a bit. And on some areas you may not be able to get it perfectly straight without manipulating other parts of the image that you want to stay the same. So this area needs to come up a little bit to arch to make that straight. So I'm going in the other direction, and I'm just hitting Control Z to undo anytime I have an undesired result. All right. And the key is to make the file better than it was when you received it for the quality. Because what we want to do as printers is ensure that we're printing not only with the best quality, but we're providing the best service. And the steps that others don't want to take, we are willing to take these steps. And sometimes you'll have to charge the client for this. Because anything we create today will be a lot better than the results they had before. So now all I'm doing is just manipulating this to be even, grabbing the handles here, and we could actually hit P on the keyboard, or we can go to our tools panel and just select the pen tool, and I'm just clicking the points to delete certain points to create the curve. Come back with the smooth tool again, and I'm also pressing the space bar to temporarily select the hand tool. So you can hit Z to zoom in again, and I need to straighten this out. I have two ways of doing this. I could just press Shift and click to drag these inward. Hold Shift to keep this even. And then I can press P on the keyboard or select our pen tool. And you can see the minus sign where the anchor point is. And I could just come in and delete those as needed. Smooth tool. See how well it can smooth it out. And then again, P on the keyboard, and we can line this up. You can press A on the keyboard for the direct selection tool. And again, once you see the image and you can understand what you're trying to accomplish, you can utilize all of these tools at your discretion to actually get the desired result that you need. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. Or you can use one of our resources that I'm going to include in the description. And you can actually send this to someone that would do this entire process for $15. So you can choose to either learn how to do it, or if a job is too difficult, it may be worth it in terms of the value you would gain with your time, gaining your time back, and sending certain difficult files to someone that will do this at an affordable price. And you are the owner of your business, so you can do this at your own discretion. You can choose whether you want the time freedom or whether you don't mind spending 20 minutes or an hour to adjust the image based on your relationship with the client, as well as the time in which you have to actually print the transfers as well. So we're almost done with this here. And again, the goal is to get it closer than when we got it. Now, if you charge an actual fee, so I'm hitting P here, Z to zoom in, and we can see what's happening here. But you can try to gauge whether or not you want to just ask them if they have their local designer that actually prepared the file for them, and find out if they're willing to send it to them to adjust the files. And half the time I've gotten jobs where we do a full logo rework simply based on the fact that I said, hey, I'd love to just be able to print this. I don't like, when my clients have to double pay for designs that they had created. But if you need me to, if you can't find the designer, if they don't respond and you need us to trace it, we can do that, but it'll cost. I'm putting the ball in their court. So that's just a side note there. And usually when you tell them this, they know that you're just not trying to upsell them. You're just here to help. And sometimes I've had it to where the client actually was able to contact the designer and they fixed the files and we didn't have to do this. But with this situation, this is all they have. and we're working with it. But to either be able to provide this as an option, it just makes your business look even better. So I do want to include these in the modules because half of the people that do print DTF transfers, these are things that we face on a daily basis. And if you can get these tools under your belt, then we'll be better off for it. And it's good to know that, your clients can depend on you, no matter what sort of image that they send you. So this looks a lot better than it looked when we got it. Again, this is very pixelated at first. I don't know what happened with the opacity here. There we go. So let's lock this. And there's one little area here before we close this out. Can bring this in, and I can actually leave this up. Let's put this on top here. Okay, so let's hide this layer here. Again, thank you for being part of the DTF Printing Mastery class. I'm your host, Jay, Pop DTF and Elegant Edits, and we'll see you in the next one.